Okay, here we go. This is PaniK and Mokuba. PaniK's deck wasn't too difficult to put together. I've mostly picked Fiend and sort of dark type monsters for his deck, as would suggest. I have also put these anime ones, Castle of Dark Illusions. Barracks is a fusion. Okay, let's talk about Mokuba's deck. Mokuba only dueled once, and it was with a deck that he stole. That was in the anime. He only played two monsters, that was Man-Eating Plant and Crocodilus. So they're both in the deck, so I built Mokuba's deck around plant and reptile monsters. Mostly weaker ones. Mokuba's deck, out of all of them that I've made, is probably the weakest. Okay, PaniK, we're looking from his perspective. He'd started off with Yami, which is a massive draw. That will mean all of his dark type monsters, all of his fiends, all of his... Actually, I think most of his monsters are fiends, but they will all gain a 200 point advantage. He has played King Fog in defense mode. And let's see what Mokuba has started off with. After a little bit of a thought process, I don't know what's taking him so long, but okay, so, okay, there we go. There you see, Bean Soldier, 1400 plant monster. Mokuba has also played a face down spell or trap. Now that he's ready to go, King Fog will be destroyed. PaniK has Lord of Zemaya, which is a 1300, which will be increased to 1500 through the effect of Yami. There's three-headed Guido, I think that's 1100. 1200, okay. Alright, Lord of Zemaya goes down, that's 1300. If Mokuba can't block this, this will be a defeat for the Bean Soldier. I have a special spot in my heart for Bean Soldier, and I'll tell you why. Whenever I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, Bean Soldier was one of the fusions you could do with a warrior and a plant monster. He is, as I call, he's one of the bros. He's one of the bros that gets you started on that game. Alright, Mokuba has gone with a defense and another face down magic or trap. There's a trap hole for PaniK, that's a very, very nice draw. He's got Visago the Destroyer in his hand as well. That can be, that's effect allows you to use, okay, there's Magic Jammer from that D-spell. Visago allows you to use it in place for a fusion material. And the fusion card in PaniK's deck is Barracks, which it's only like 1300, well it's 1380, which is a very strange... Oh, and there we go, Lord of Zemaya just got a direct attack. That was Man-Eating Plant that Mokuba had face down. That is the very card that he played in the anime with that deck that he stole for that one duel. Which the boat had left before they got back, which means that deck would never have been returned to that duelist either. Alright, Mokuba again with a face down defense. There's Graveyard in the Hand of Invitation. And Visago the Destroyer comes to the field. As we see there, Barracks, Frenzied Panda, and Ryukushin. Which, to be fair, at 1380, Frenzied Panda's 1200, so... it does give you a special summon, which in this generation of Yu-Gi-Oh!, this very early starter deck generation, special summoning was not a luxury. You had to work hard to get a special summon. You know, like in today's Yu-Gi-Oh! You can special summon 5 monsters in a turn with ease. Back in these days, it was hard. Special summoning was a real luxury. Oh! PaniK has gone to activate that trap hole on that Feral Imp. And Mokuba has played 7 Tools of the Bandit. He has had a Feral Imp slotted into his deck. And the reason being is Feral Imp is actually fusion material for one of Mokuba's fusions, which was supposed to be Rose Spectre of Dun, but as you can see, his fusion deck is empty, so that is a slight error that will need to be fixed. It's very unlikely that he would summon Rose Spectre of Dun. If you're wondering about that monster, it is a 2000 attack with no effect. It's just a stock standard fusion for this time. However, Feral Imp has come in very handy. He has also got a green Phantom King on the field as well. Alright, there's another face down for Mokuba, who's actually pulled up quite well to start off this duel. Alright, Feral Imp gets rid of Dokuroizo, the Grim Reaper. He's been a popular card, Dokuroizo. He has played in 3 decks, I believe. Alright, PaniK only has 2 weak zombie monsters in his hand, Graveyard, the Hand of Invitation, and Fire Reaper. They best fit the theme of his deck, that's why they're there. Lord of Zemaya attacks that face down, that is Mushroom Man. Now, if my memory serves me correct, is it Mushroom Man and Tainted Wisdom that are the fusion materials for Skull Knight? Maybe it's Mushroom Man too. Alright, Mokuba has tributed his Feral Imp and he has gone with Queen of Autumn Leaves. So he has decided to keep that green Phantom King in defense mode, which isn't a bad idea to keep a defense. Okay, oh, and there it is. There is the Castle of Dark Illusions. Now, that increases the attack and defense of all zombies by, I think, 100 points for 4 consecutive turns. But its effect isn't really what PaniK's gone for. It's one of his anime cards, and in defense mode, that gets another 200 points from Yami, so that's actually a 2130 defense. That's pretty strong. Okay, there's Dark World Thorns. Which is actually a shame, because Dark World Thorns and Feral Imp, I think, from memory, are the fusion material for Rose Spectre of Dun, but it wouldn't even make a difference at this stage. Castle of Dark Illusions is attacked by Dark World Thorns. That costs Mokuba quite some life points. He's got a odd total with 4470. You don't see that very often anymore. There is Ryukishin. And Fire Reaper is played in defense mode. That was PaniK's strategy through the anime, and that is also somewhat how his deck has been built. He's got a yellow Luster Shield in his deck, which will give all of his defense cards 300 points. Mokuba has passed turn without playing anything. Ooh, there's a Castle Walls as well. That's a very useful card. Very, very useful card for PaniK. That will, if his Castle of Dark Illusions gets attacked, that Castle Walls could put it up to 2630, so that is going to be very difficult for Mokuba to get off the field. He switches Dark World Thorns to defense mode. And there's a Dark Hole for PaniK, so he's now got a backup card from some point of view as well. If he draws Frenzied Panda and a Polymerization, he can create Barox, which was another card that he used in the anime. He does also have Dark Chimera as well. And there is Fiend's Hand. And both players are just content to keep passing their turns at the moment. PaniK has got nothing to attack with, and Mokuba hasn't got anything strong enough to attack with, although he's not attacking PaniK's face down with that Queen of Autumn Leaves. That's a... I wonder if there's a reason behind that. Even now, he's still opting not to attack, which is a little bit unusual. Both of those monsters aren't that strong. There goes Fire Reaper. That is going to put down Reaper of the Cards, which also will gain a slight power bonus from Yami. Turn change. Mokuba now has 7 cards in his hand. This has been a bit of a... more of a slow-paced duel. Both players very defensive-minded. I don't understand why Mokuba isn't attacking with that Queen of Autumn Leaves. It may be that he's a bit worried about his life point count, and he wants to be sure that... Okay, Reaper of the Cards is flipped up, and that goes for that face-down card. If it's a spell card, it's returned to its position. It was a Magic Jammer, which could have blocked Dark Hole. Although now that the Reaper of the Cards is in face-up attack mode, Queen of Autumn Leaves is able to destroy it. Mokuba is going to lose one of his... Okay, PaniK has gone for that face-down defense, which is... Oh, that's Serpentine Princess? That's a 2000 defense. I think it's called Serpentine Princess from memory. I couldn't tell you exactly what its effect was. I can't remember. It's been a little bit too long, but I think it's got something to do with if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, I think you can discard a card from your opponent's hand or something. It's got something to do with level 3 monsters, something like that. Like if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon a level 3 monster. I think its effect is something like that. Anyway, Reaper of the Cards has been destroyed. Alright, and that is a good draw for PaniK. That is an Ushi Oni. That's a 2150. That'll be boosted to 2350. And now Mokuba is in trouble. He's going to lose Queen of Autumn Leaves, and he hasn't got a strong enough defense to fend off all those attacks. Mind you, PaniK does only have that one monster for attack. Alright, Mokuba with 3920. Okay, there's Forest. That'll help him. But it may have been drawn a little bit too late. Plays another face down defense, so nothing wrong with the amount of defense that he has on the field. And there's Hyro's Shadow Scout. That's a very useful card for PaniK. That can get rid of spell cards from Mokuba's deck. Alright, Ushi Oni will continue to attack. There goes Serpentine Princess. And the turn change will flip it back to Mokuba. Whether or not Mokuba is actually going to have anything in his deck that's going to be able to help. Another face down defense, so he's holding PaniK off. At least. Okay, Serpentine Princess, I will confirm it's okay, Hyro's Shadow Scout is flip face up. Mokuba will draw 3 cards. There's Crocodilus, Snake Yashi, and Beak Snake. So none of them were spell cards, so Mokuba will keep all of them in his hand, which is going to really put some strain on that card count. He's going to have to discard. Serpentine Princess, if this face-up card is returned from the field to your deck, select and special summon 1 level 3 or lower monster from your deck to your side of the field, then shuffle your deck. That's its effect. I thought it was something with level 3 monsters. Alright, PaniK still with Hyro's Shadow Scout in attack mode. Mokuba has got so many cards in his hand now. PaniK did draw Dark Shade, that's a 1000 attack and defense. He's got nothing strong in his hand. He has got Polymerization, so he may actually be able to get Barracks to the field. Mokuba has summoned Crocodilus, which was a card that he played in the anime, before it was destroyed by Winged Dragon, Guardian of the Fortress. Although Mokuba has opted to get rid of Hyro's Shadow Scout, he's going to take a bit of a hit from Ushi Oni now. There's Dark Titan of Terror. That will also be boosted up to 1500 from the effect of Yami. And PaniK starting to take control of the duel here. I don't think Mokuba, now that PaniK has 2 attack monsters on the field, it's going to be very difficult for Mokuba to last much longer. Mind you, 33 turns, the duel has gone for a while. There's a negate attack from Mokuba that will defend his side of the field for just a little bit longer. And he needs something. He needs something special, and he needs it quick. But we do know that Mokuba's deck is one of the weaker decks. There's Armored Lizard. Okay, Crocodilus to defense mode. Armored Lizard is probably going to attack Dark Titan of Terror, which will remove them both from the field. PaniK also still has that Castle Walls on the field as well. Right, there's Majin Gun. That's a weaker level 2 monster, 600, 800 I think that is from memory. So there's another defense for PaniK, and he will just continue to chip away Mokuba's monsters. There goes Grappler. And I don't think it's going to be long now. I don't think Mokuba has any answer for this. Alright, another defense played by Mokuba. What has PaniK got next? He's got Ryukushin and Polymerization. If PaniK can draw Frenzied Panda, he will actually be able to fusion summon Barox. Alright, Big Eye, that also has a very devastating effect. Alright, Crocodilus is destroyed by Ushi-Oni. Ushi-Oni is another one of those monsters which you would use in Forbidden Memories for a little bit as well. Ancient Lamp with either Pot the Trick or Mystic Jar. And you could put together two monsters with, 400 attack and turn it into Ushi-Oni, which is very strong at the start of the game. Okay. Emperor of the Land and Sea. After tributing Man-Eater, it's 1800. It's not going to be able to do too much. But Mokuba's got to try anything he can to fight back. There goes Dark Shade. But PaniK with a commanding position here. Mokuba also has a lower card count as well. There's 7 tools of the Bandit. That will block a trap card if Mokuba has any more, which will make it just that little bit more difficult. PaniK flips up Big Eye. Look at the top 5 cards from the top of your deck. Place them in any order. And, okay, there's Sangan. There's Frenzied Panda as well. That which feeds on life is that card to the right, and Job Change Mirror, and the Shadow who controls the dark was also in there as well. He has opted to put Frenzied Panda at the top and then Sangan, so he will actually be able to fuse Barox. Unfortunately, Dark Chimera hasn't showed up at all in PaniK's deck. He would almost have his anime field. He's got Castle of Dark Illusions. He's about to get Barox in the next turn, and it's looking like Mokuba might be staring down the barrel of defeat this turn. Face down Spell or Trap. And he's played Ancient Lizard Warrior. And what's he going to do? Get rid of Big Eye by the look of it. Mokuba trying anything to mount a fight back, but it looks like it will be all in vain here. There goes Big Eye, there goes Ancient Lizard Warrior. And this could be the turn that, unless Mokuba has played something, but don't forget that PaniK does have a 7 tools of the Bandit on the field. He's got 6510 life points. Mokuba's got 3370. Oh, there we go. Mokuba has activated Waboku, and PaniK may have actually missed the activation time for his 7 tools of the Bandit. May have been getting a little bit ahead of himself looking at his Polymerization fusion. But there it is. PaniK will fuse Ryukushin and Frenzied Panda to make a monster 180 attack points stronger. It does have a little bit of defense, I guess. It was 1530, but still. This is what fusion monsters were back in this generation of Yu-Gi-Oh! But 2 anime cards are on the field, which is very cool for PaniK. And maybe this turn it's going to be the one where Mokuba finally caves in. Okay, face down defense, and it looks like that is going to be it. Turn 42. I'm surprised this duel lasted this long. It wasn't a bad duel. PaniK always had the advantage though. There's Sangan, and this duel looks like it's done. Castle of Dark Illusions now even comes to attack mode, and he attacks with Barox, and it's Laughing Flower. It's probably lucky for PaniK that Barox did win that, because if it didn't, the duel would have gone on another turn, but it doesn't, so... Castle of Dark Illusions finishes off Mokuba, and that is it. PaniK will pick up the victory, and he will move on. Let's pull up the tournament bracket. And, okay, tournament bracket. Okay, so we will have Mai Valentine versus PaniK next, which was in the anime. You didn't actually see the duel, but PaniK did defeat her in the anime, so maybe Mai can get some revenge in this tournament now. Next match will be Seto Kaiba versus the Paradox Brothers deck that I created for them, so be interesting to see how that one goes. Well, if you've watched all this duel, thank you for tuning in. I know this one was 20 minutes. It did go for quite a while. Thanks for being here wherever you are in the world. Keep safe. I hope you stay well. Until next time, midnight Perth, Western Australia time is when these are going up. So if you're enjoying, they're coming up daily for the next just under 2 weeks left of this tournament. So hope to see you then. Farewell.